Hi everyone, thank you for watching this video. Today's video is called Born Again, Creating Your New Self. So, in a sense, we know that as we are walking down this path and really coming into alignment with our true selves, that we are in a sense being born again. We are creating a whole new way of being. So we're going from one way of being into a whole nother way of being. And that process can be very challenging. But being challenging and being negative are two different things. So, and knowing that there's work to do and fighting through adversity and being determined and, restructuring the neural pathways in your brain, doing different physical behaviors in your life, having different emotional reactions to things, the list goes on, is quite a challenge because you have been acting in certain ways for so many years that these things have become habitual and they have become part of, the way that you do things. You do things in a certain way every single day. So to be born again and to create a new life takes a lot of work. And the spiritual energy that's moving through you now is, in a sense, giving you a glimpse into what you can be, giving you a glimpse into what you have always needed to become. But it doesn't do the work for you. The work of actually becoming your new self rests in your control. So it's not about necessarily controlling your reality, because you can't control things as far as this process goes. What you can do, though, is control the things that you do in your daily life in order to build this new self that you're being born into. So it's really interesting the way that things work in this dualistic world, where you have to let go of control and surrender to the flow and allow destiny to be your guide. But at the same time, even though you're letting go of that control, you also have to do action behaviors to reprogram your mind, to create a healthier body. So these are physical things that you actually have to do, daily actions that you have to do to allow your destiny to unfold perfectly for you. So there is a destiny, there's a plan. Obviously, we have free will. So even though there is this destiny and it's supposed to happen, you can stop it from happening because of your own free will. So in a sense, when the spiritual energy really first comes to mind and opens up your awareness about what you could be, about what you could have, about the way you could live, this is a glimpse, okay? Now, there's work and action steps that need to be taken, but they don't need to be taken in such a forceful way to where they are being like you're in a sense controlling the situation. The lighting is really off today. There's not a lot of sun, so maybe the sun will come back. As the season shifts, the sun like rotates, and then there's doesn't look like there's any clouds, but anyway. Okay, so now you've had a glimpse of what you can become. You've had a glimpse of, wow, what the world could be, heaven on earth, right? So we are all who are going through awakenings, part of this process of bringing heaven to earth now. So sometimes people think there's two different distinct groups of people, and there's the people who are very action oriented and they're like, let's do this, let's get this going, let's move, and do everything we can in order to create this new life. And those are the people I'm talking about that need to like let it go of control a little bit and surrender to the divinity of the process and allow the river of life to gently move you to where you need to be. Then there's the people that, and you may have both these energies within your same being. Then there's the people who just like let go and let the universe carry them around and get over, just don't know where they're going, don't do any healthy action steps to move them along, to move them forward into their new self. And they just think that they're a victim to circumstance and that the universe has complete control over their lives. So we've talked about this subject before, free will versus destiny. And as I harmonize this within my own being, I realize it's not an either or thing. What it is it's merging of the two. So merging the healthy action steps that are in alignment with your heart's calling, with your purpose, and with your mission. So aligning that with with the universe and what it has planned for you. So let me explain this a little more clearly. So me, I'm more of like an action person, and what I'll do is I'll go around in my mind over and over again on how to fix something. What can I do? And so I'll push sometimes. But because I'm mutable, sometimes I'll go into the state of like, oh, just like, might as well give up. This is not working. This is never going to happen. I'm just going to allow the universe to like drop something from the sky and hope that it works out. So I have two personalities in one, and this is what makes it really good for me to speak on this subject, because I personally have had to deal with duality consciousness on a very deep inner level within my own self. There's been a lot of contradictions and conflicts in my own personality as I've harmonized myself and become my true self, the essence of who I am, which is both. But it's both not at different times. It's not both this week and then next week it's something different. It's both all here right now. So by gently moving forward with action steps that you know your heart is guiding you to, so eating healthier, slowly, not completely changing your diet today and then tomorrow eating a bunch of junk food because you starved yourself today on healthy foods. No, doing little tiny action steps that create new patterns in your life that eventually turn into that big vision that came to you in the beginning of your awakening. When you started being aware of what was possible, when you saw what you could be in your own inner being. That doesn't just happen. Just because you saw who you could be, it doesn't mean that you are that yet. What you're dealing with now is you're dealing with letting go of your old self. You're being born again, but at the same time, you have to let go of all those previous beliefs, all those previous habit patterns, all those things that are not in tune with what you are to become. And this is where people give up. This is where people go around in mental loops. This is where people say, oh, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to give up. This is too hard. I can't do this. It's about stepping out of those dysfunctional mind patterns. And it's about being very grateful for what you have, for what's going right in your life. Gratitude is a very high octave of emotions. So your emotional body, how you feel, and your mind are very connected. So your mind thinks thoughts, and it makes your body feel a certain way. Your body feels a certain way, your mind starts thinking thoughts. So if your body's not feeling good, your mind starts thinking negatively. If you get a negative thought, your body feels bad. You're connected in all ways to all aspects of your being. So being in gratitude, really, one of my really good friends keeps bringing this to my attention. Being in gratitude is the best place that you can be. It's the highest aspect to where you can actually make your life start moving in that new direction. So by practicing gratitude, by getting up every day and just going over what's right, how wonderful it is that you have what you have, that you have your health, that you have, you know, your family and things like that. Start little, and then those things will start growing. But I really just want to really focus in here on the you know, it's a very fine line in letting go of control over how things should be, because the universe and destiny has your whole plan planned out, okay? It's taking you to the very highest possible place, so trusting in that, knowing that's where you're going, but also tuning into that part of yourself is like, what should I do next? What's my next step? And you'll get the next step, and then whatever it is, do that. And that next step will feel very difficult and will feel hard for you to move towards, because it's something that's not in your everyday routine. Your everyday routine, your little comfort zone that you've gotten yourself into, if you stay in that, it's going to keep creating the same scenario every single day, over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you will never get out of it. So you've got to change your routine, okay? If it means eating something different for breakfast, then do that. If it means going for a walk, if it means adding meditation to your daily life, do those little things that seem really difficult. They actually are difficult. Even if you feel like such a wreck, like you feel physically sick, say you have a physical illness or you're not feeling well, and it takes everything you have to get yourself to sit on the meditation pillow and meditate every morning, to get yourself to a calm level, and then and then visualize your new reality. Do it anyway, because with practice, with persistence, with determination, you will create your new life and you will be born again. It takes work. It takes work, but not force, okay? It takes subtle work, allowing things to kind of play out the way that they need to play out. But at the same time, letting go enough to let the universe come through and, you know, give you the added energy that's needed to move you towards that. Because if you're gripping too tightly with force, trying to make something happen, there's no room for like the universe to bring in the unlimited possibilities that it has for you. You can't see everything already in your mind. You may see a vision. You may have been given visions, or you may kind of know where you're going, but as far as having complete control over things is not, it's not needed. It's a 50-50 thing. It's being allowing enough and open enough to let the universe guide you, and at the same time doing the things that it takes in order to get there. So create, you know, your new life. You're being born again. You are actually becoming a whole new person. And so when you are becoming that whole new person, these are the things that you're going to encounter. You're going to encounter some stress. You're going to encounter your old beliefs. But you do not need to get carried away and spin out of control in the suffering of that. And you do not need to beat yourself up if you do go there. Just pick yourself up out of it and do something healthy for yourself. What we tend to do is we dramatize situations and things happen, and we go around and around and around and around in these dramatic situations, because there's chemicals released in the brain that send out chemicals like adrenaline, so fight or flight. We're in a sense addicted to adrenaline, and then our adrenal glands get shot out, and then we have no energy. And then to get any energy at all, we have to get dramatic and emotionally stirred up in order to release some more adrenaline to get us feeling at a higher level. We have to slowly make ourselves feel at a higher level consistently, merge the highs with the depths of the lows and bring them together in harmony. Harmony in all ways, bringing things together in harmony in all ways. So not going too high, not going too low, not over dramatizing things, moving forward slowly with your goals, and allowing the universe to step in and carry you there, and staying in a place of gratitude. And you know, gratitude's not like, oh my gosh, everything's wonderful. It doesn't have to be that way. Just being gracious for the little tiny things that are happening that you really do appreciate, and writing those down, having a book with you at all times that you write down all the things that are wonderful, that are going well for you in your life, and those things will continue to grow. That's a really important part of all of this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I just felt I had to make this one today to just add to your inspiration and encouragement, to know that it is possible, to know that it does take time. Nothing happens overnight. You're basically battling, I mean, it depends on how old you are, but however old you are, all those years of, you know, responses, beliefs, habits, patterns, negative thinking, all the things that come along with you know, just being you for that long. And now you're changing into something else, so it's going to take some work, it's going to take some practice. You're going to get discouraged, you're going to feel bad. But it depends on how quickly you bring yourself back up out of that habitual thought pattern, and put yourself into a new space physically, if at all possible, and through meditation, which would help the mental part and the emotional part. I'd like to talk more at some point about how to raise your emotional frequency to get to a higher level, so that you can get yourself out of these depths of feeling, but that's another video. And thank you so much for watching. So have a great day. Bye-bye.